Hey everyone, welcome back to Realms of Reading, and today I'll be reviewing Later by Stephen King. Later came out on March 3rd, so it's brand new, and it's a very typical Stephen King book. That's my spoiler-free thoughts. It's very run-of-the-mill. It's not the best he's ever written, it's not the worst he's ever written, but it's something. And I'll do a little spoiler section at the end. I mean, it's probably going to be the longest portion of this video because I have a lot to talk about. But Later is about a kid named Jamie. And Jamie is growing up in New York. He has a single mom who's a publisher. She's dating this cop named Liz. And Jamie can see dead people. Not only can he see dead people, but he can talk to them as well. And he can ask them questions, and they have to answer truthfully. And that's both a good thing and a bad thing, as he comes to discover. And yeah, that's about all I can spoil of the plot without going into deep spoilers, but overall, it's a very good book. It's very fast-paced, well-written. I mean, it's Stephen King, so what do you expect? But it's just a very intense book. You don't get much time for, breathing. It's very chapter 1, 2, 3, 4. It keeps going. But the plot overall was very good, except the ending, and we'll talk about that soon, but I very much enjoyed it. It had Stephen King multiverse connections. I'll say that. I won't say what until the spoiler section, but it's very much... It feels like classic King. His most recent books have been very mushy, I want to say. Not like mushy, but very much more grounded. Not as much supernatural stuff has been happening. You've had Revival and The Institute, which have gone more supernatural, but overall his more recent works have just been kind of, here or there, hit or miss. But this is just like reading an 80s Stephen King novel. It's full blast. He's going all cylinders, and it's great. Overall, I'd probably rate the book a 7.5 out of 10. The ending really kind of brought it down for me, or else it would have been closer to a 9, but I mean, 7.5 isn't bad, but I really enjoyed it overall. So now onto the spoiler section. If you haven't read the book yet, or you don't care about spoilers, or if you do care about spoilers, click away. If not, here we go. So, throughout the book, you read about Jamie's uncle who has early onset Alzheimer's. And he's in a nursing home and doesn't remember anything. And at the end of the book, he dies. And Jamie speaks to his, dead soul and is like, "Who's my father?" And his uncle's like, "I am." And yeah, Stephen King had to bring incest into this book. And I just don't know how to feel about that, because it was going really well until that happened. And I mean, it could have, I get why, kind of, but it's weird. It's weird. It's very much, it's a hallmark of Stephen King to do weird stuff with his endings, but it's just a little too much for me, honestly. But I mean, the rest of the book was very much on point. The main conflict of the book is Jamie is brought by Liz, the cop, to the corpse of this dead dude who was a bomber who set bombs and killed people. Well, he killed himself and taped a suicide note to his shirt. And the note's like, "Haha, I have one last bomb planned. You all will pay." And so he forces the dead guy to tell him where the bomb is. And the dead guy's like, "I'm going to haunt you forever." And that's not good. So Jamie goes to this professor, finds out, hey, why is this happening? Why does he keep appearing when all these other dead people just fade away? And he finds out that, this dead dude was possessed by the Deadlights from It. It's not Pennywise per se, but it's the same kind of creature. And the only way to banish him is the ritual of Chewd. So yeah, it goes into really deep Stephen King stuff, and I wasn't expecting that, but I liked it a lot. And eventually he fights the creature and wins, and there's a whole lot more to the book that I'm not going to get into because really you should read it for yourself, but it's just, it gets very much like, it's very much a Stephen King, like, it's the most Stephen King you could expect a book to be without being like The Dark Tower, and we're not going into that right now, but overall, like I said, I like the book, and yeah, this has been my review of Later by Stephen King. It's been a little bit rambly, but I mean, these early videos probably are going to be. So yeah, thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and have a great day.